It's about one of my friends. Her name's Holly. I've known her since my freshman year in high school, and we've been through like all sorts of crazy things together. So anyways, it's about her. You'll figure out pretty quick. She has leukemia. So let's just move about what it's been like being friends with her. All right. The most inspirational person I know once told me that every artist has to be just slightly insane. That normality is a straitjacket we can never allow anyone to clasp down on our brain, or allow society's expectations to smother the sirens inside us. That dangerously beautiful song we use to hypnotize anyone alone and lost enough to listen. Or like graffiti artwork of gritty little gremlins falling out from Dwayne Carter's diamond smile to go half finished, because that was somebody's dream once. It's important to tell the whole story, to be crazy enough to shout in a room full of people too embarrassed to whisper, to dance to the music of life even if no one else feels the rhythm inside you, because even the most excruciatingly painful collection of memories, when hummed at the right pitch, will get a baby to stop crying and stare straight past the grief in your eyes deep into emotions he or she cannot even pronounce yet. Her musical instruments of choice are paint and pencils. And she spends her days erasing the contours of the world and replacing them with the unmistakable colors of her image. But she never signs her name at the bottom of any of her portraits for fear of prying eyes. That someone will gaze in her general direction and figure it out, that she has a secret. A secret that reveals the present is not always a present when you look into its past. If you look past the white caps of her mountain smile, you'll find her 5'2", less than 100-pound frame is chained at the spinal column to the indivisible concrete, forcing her to carry the weight of the world everywhere she goes. Her secret is she woke up one day to a hooded man, dressed in all white, with empty eye sockets carved deep into his skull. He strapped a time bomb into her bloodstream and told her her life would never be one of leisure and retirement plans, that even if she wanted to be a pacifist, she couldn't, because she will spend every day fighting in the no man's land of her life from an invisible enemy that will always outnumber her and rarely cease fire long enough for her to catch her breath. This is a reality of modern warfare, stripping her out from the trenches of childhood promises, that all stories last long enough to reach happily ever after, and replacing them with an ambush of leukemic gun barrels kept hard pressed up against her temple, making her deathly aware of her own pulse racing against time like it's got something to win. And on the worst of days, the ones where her hair falls like the frills of dandelions in the heavy chill of an autumn breeze, and she has coughed up blood, staining the cloth of her youth so bad she tells me she feels as ancient as disease. And I just stand there, like a stranger, too afraid to know what to say, but I know that you are the only person who spends half her life in the hospital, but whose crazy, vibrant, undying passion for life makes the sun's light look lazy, even on those nights when you tell me you're sick of being sick and you're ready to die. Your pale complexion can't hide the fireworks inside you that makes your smile light up like the 4th of July's phosphorescent sky. So Holly, remember that you can never die in vain, because you never die in these veins. And on the best of days, the ones where the only thing you notice is she walks with the unbreakable composure with someone with more madness than method, because she has learned to live recklessly enough to act with purpose, even if it kills her. On those days, when the only thing is dying of the fibers in her canvas, as her artist hand turns an abandoned road into the most beautiful place none of us have ever been to. On those days, when we are just two friends, watching the Bay Area drown in a tidal wave of fog, joking about all the things we've been through, like we're still young enough to know we're invincible. Holly, in the few years that I have known you, you have taught me it is possible to be insane enough not to let anything or anyone else define you. That even if life gives you sewage paper and half a broken pencil, no one can stop you from writing your story. And before you are done, you're going to make the world understand that you are an indestructible diamond forged by your own delicate hand, designed to shine when no one else will. And if I knew nothing else about you, other than that you are actually human, I would still be beyond words honored to have you in my life. And I hope that one day, years from now, our ashes will meet somewhere in the vast and expanding universe, and constellations will gather all around us just to hear us tell stars stories of what it's really like to be a part of something bigger than yourself.
God damn.